Hey folks, so I decided to show my extended tour. The last long tour that I'm gonna get, 2022. Temperature was really nice yesterday, so I did what I needed to do and come home, drop something off, and I still had 5 out of the 6 bars on my battery meter, so I decided to go for a drive in the rain. I'm glad I did. It was very enjoyable. So I had to get a printer. I got the label the return label to print for my camera that stopped working, and Michelle had something she's got to send back too. The problem is the way they had her label is I couldn't save it as a picture. You're able to save it from I can't even talk today. The link in the email takes you to a website and it shows the picture ready to print. Well, I don't have a printer. I have to go to MicroAge, email the picture to them, and then they print it. That's how we've been printing our labels. But the way they've done it, I can't save the picture as a picture. If I try to save it, it comes as PKPASS as the file extension. Like, what? How do you open that? Like, make it generic so everybody can access it. But the only other option I had was to save it as a PDF. Save it as a PDF. Oh, it's encrypted. You can't save a picture from it. This is... Make it so everybody can access it, for Pete's sake. JPEG. Ping. I don't care. Something. Anything. Because I can't just... When I do my labels, I can't just send them what Amazon sends, because they have it set up so weird. I usually get like half a label or something. She has to try several times. So I used my photo designer program, same program I use to make the thumbnails for my videos, and I have a project set up where it's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and I fit everything on it. So I just tell them to just print it full size as it is, and they still don't always get it right, but a little bit of it cut off or something, but you know, it works better that way. So I can't save this picture in order to email it to them. So I went out yesterday first to get a printer. I was looking on Amazon. I just want a cheap printer. It just has to print black. You know, it's something that's really cheap. I found one for like $50, but I won't see it until February, so I'll kind of need it now. So there's only 2 places in town that I'm not sure if Home Hardware they have other things. I'm not sure if they have printers or not. So I went to Healthy Computers. They don't have anything in stock. You could order them. I won't see them until Tuesday. So I went to MicroAge, which is usually my last choice because they never have what I'm looking for. They have one printer in stock. It was $150. So, well, I don't have a choice. I need it now. So I bought it. Turns out it's wireless. I don't have a laptop. I don't have Bluetooth in my computer. And trying to get it set up through the modem, so I got looking. Yes, there is a printer port on the back. So I grabbed the cord off my old printer, and it worked. So I got the labels printed, because I can't do anything now until Tuesday, right? But at least I got the labels printed out. See, I don't like having a printer because I don't use them enough. There's noise out there today. And the ink dries up on them. You know? So my last printer is an all-in-one printer fax scanner. It was nice. The problem is it self-cleaned occasionally, whenever it just kind of felt like it. I'm sure there was a schedule, but So I'll be sitting there, nice, everything's nice and quiet, and all of a sudden the printer will start up and scare the crap out of me. And in order to do that, it uses ink. Because the purpose of it is to keep the jets from drying out, keep the ink from drying out, so it runs ink through them. Well, it used up all the ink. And I don't know if it's worth buying more ink, because the ink for that is pretty expensive. I'm not sure if it's worth buying ink to try to see if it's still going to work, because I have a feeling the jets are plugged up now. So, got a new printer, and brought it home, and I went for a drive. I went down to the dam, and I decided to park in the snowbank. I said if I'm parked on the side of the road, people are still going to stop anyways, right? So I parked in the snowbank, sat there, and listen to my voice. I'm avoiding sitting on the monster right now because the seat covers or cushion is very soaked right now. So the ice in the river's all softened up, and you could see where some of it had slid downstream a bit, and it had piled up in different places. Nothing different than I expected. So I went for a drive. I came back up into town, and I saw Reg. First time I seen him for a while, so I stopped and talked to him. Oh yeah, the first time I got off the scooter and I walked down to the bottom of the boat launch, and there's insects flying around. That's how nice it was yesterday. There was insects flying around. It was pretty nice. I wasn't wearing my gloves, and my hands were soaking wet from the rain. They were chilly, but they weren't cold. I didn't get numb fingers. It was really, really nice temperature. So talked to Reg for a bit, and where did I go from there? Oh, that was okay. I went to Healthy Computers first, then I went down to the dam, came back, saw Reg, talked to him, then I got my printer, brought it home. Okay, so from here I went for my tour. I went for an out-of-town tour. There's fog patches everywhere. Obviously I wasn't going down the soccer fields because a lot of snow drifted across there. So I might be able to do that today. So much of it's melted. Like, it's almost all gone. Just a big snowbank. So it melts nicely. I'm impressed how fast it went away. But went out for this nice long out-of-town tour, and I come back into town. I was crossing the bridge going across the river, and I could see all this ice flowing. The whole river was just flowing with ice under the bridge. I'm thinking, oh, it let go. So a couple of places I noticed the river had gone up, so that the water level had risen, so it probably released the ice from whatever it was holding on to, and everything was flowing downstream, breaking up into big chunks. So I get back down to the boat launch, and, well, it wasn't flowing there. So it had changed a bit. You could see along the riverbank the brown areas where the water was, creeping up the bank. But there's little several places where the ice had flowed, started piling up, and then stopped. And I looked upstream, and just below, you can see kind of a white line. That's where everything was stopping. So everything above that was still flowing. I could see it moving, and it was all stopping, piling up in this one spot. So I was waiting for it. No, everything stopped. So I'm thinking, well, that sucks, because I wanted to see it. I wanted to get it on video as the whole thing just started moving, right? So I got off, and I just kind of waited and waited. And I went to several different places. Some of the ice would move a little bit and then stop, and somewhere else would move a little bit and stop. I was just waiting for the whole thing to let go. But I waited probably about 45 minutes. That took a lot of patience, I'll tell you. My back was hurting pretty good. It was starting to lose daylight, and I just wanted to leave. But I knew as soon as I left, the whole thing would start moving, right? But I couldn't wait any longer. So I wanted to get time lapse of it. Turned out the camera turned off anyways at some point, so kind of ticked me off. But it was good. It lasted most of the day before it shut down on me. So that's the problem with this camera. It just, for whatever reason, it shuts off randomly. Stops recording. So that was enjoyable. And I just came straight home from there. It was very enjoyable. But I just figured I'd show that first and then explain it in this one. So we got a crap load of rain overnight. I imagine the rivers are up pretty good now. There's probably no ice left whatsoever. And it's still raining. We had a fog advisory warning something last night. It got pretty foggy. And I looked outside before I come out. It doesn't look too bad now. Yeah, it looks worse that way. Probably because I can see a further distance. Plus that's the bottom of the hill where, you know, it's more foggy at low-lying areas than it is at higher areas. So, but I looked out the front, and it looked pretty foggy. I think, oh, fog's still here, but it doesn't look too bad here. It might be because we have air currents coming up the hill. I never explained that either. When I walked down to Timmy's during the blizzard, it was really calm here. And as soon as I got to the bottom of the hill, it was like a hurricane. The reason for that is behind these trees over here, there's a big hill that goes down to the river. We're on top of a big hill. And wind's coming from that direction, so it's hitting the hill and just kind of blowing up and over us. So that's why we got the really nice snow on the trees here, because we weren't getting that strong wind to keep the snow out of the trees. So it'd blow up over top of us, and then the snow would gently fall and stick to the trees. That's why it looks so nice. And that's why we weren't getting the hurricane force winds here. So we're kind of sheltered a little bit at this particular spot because of the direction the wind was coming. So I forgot to explain that twice, actually. I forgot. I just thought about it now. So I think the same thing's kind of happening here. The wind's coming up the hill, and it's just kind of preventing the fog from forming at this particular location. So we'll see when I get out. Anyways, it's a little colder today. It's 1 whole degree above freezing, so I'll be wearing my gloves today. It won't be quite as nice. My batteries won't last as long today, so I won't be able to go as long. But it's New Year's Eve, and I want to get to Timmy's before they close. I think they close at 6. I don't think they'll close early because of the weather this time. But I don't want to take a chance. I don't know if I'm going to go to McDonald's. If McDonald's is open, and it looks like it's open, I'll probably go there instead. But, no. The only reason I went to Timmy's before, because it is too dangerous to try to cross that road in that weather. No, that's one thing that will prevent me from going to McDonald's if the weather's bad. You know, it's too dangerous to cross the road. So, but Timmy's isn't too busy anyways at that time. I don't think there's anything else I want to explain. We still have our rainfall warning. We're right on the edge of it now. It's moved to the east of us, but it's just still coming through. I guess they call it an atmospheric river. It's just this river of moisture flowing out from the Gulf of Mexico and just flowing right over us. Right? It's crazy. But it's melting the snow, so I'm happy. And we have another nice day coming up. I don't remember what day it was. 14 degrees Celsius, which will be warmer than yesterday was. I don't remember. I think it was Tuesday. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was, when it shows the 4-day forecast, I think it was the 3rd day. So it'll be Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I don't know. I'll find out. 14 sounds really nice. That's, that's jacket weather, not winter coat weather. In January. Oh, be happy with that. So, I don't think there's anything else. So, I'm going to go out for another tour today and see where the wind blows me. I gotta get some food first. Well, I don't have to, but I'm going to. Just stop and grab me some food. And then decide whether I'm going to McDonald's or Timmy's. McDonald's is open, then I'll go there. And we'll see what happens. As my charger winds away. So, wasn't too bad of a trip today. Stopped at Independent. I could see the river across the other side of the street. It was flowing over its bank, so everything's up. Expected that. I went and grabbed my food, went over to McDonald's, grabbed my coffee, and I went for a little bit longer tour than I normally do. Took a long way around to the dam, and just kind of enjoyed it. I haven't been that way for a while because my battery, when it's cold, doesn't last long enough to do that. I got down there. The river's definitely up, but not as high as I expected it to be. But we'll give it time. Big pile of ice right in front of me. Yeah, the whole river's flowing pretty good right now, but there's, oh, excuse me, big chunks of ice coming down. Flowing nicely. Yeah, this big pile of ice in front of me is like a little island. And I got off and walked down, and all of a sudden it started moving. There's a tree stump in there, so I'm thinking it was stuck on the tree stump, and the water's still rising, so it just kind of released and started. It looked like it was going upstream, but because only one side of the river just kind of flows through, it creates kind of a swirling motion, so this side of the river is actually flowing backwards. I just watched it go upstream. But as soon as I got there, there's a Loch Ness monster floating downstream. A tree branch. I just kind of watched it until it got closer to the dam, and then moved over to where it was flowing through. Just kind of got sucked over there and crunched its way through. I just kind of stuck around and looked upstream to see if there's anything interesting coming down to get on video, but nope, nothing. But it's still rising up. The rivers usually peak about 24 hours after the rain stops, so it's got a ways to go yet. And I'm sure it's gonna get higher. So it's just like really drizzly today. Nothing major. I'm not soaked. My butt's soaked from sitting on my wet seat cover here, but I usually take it off in the winter time. I just never bothered. I'm not sure why. I never thought about it, I guess. Didn't have the energy, I don't know. I just didn't. So I'll regret that. Especially if it drops below freezing again, it's gonna turn into ice and it's gonna be hard. Ugh. But that's how it goes. So it's kinda enjoyable. I didn't go as far as I did yesterday. I just, batteries aren't gonna last as long today because it's not as nice. But I did go out of town a bit. Went up to the soccer fields and checked out the river there. Sat up the highway and come back. So I'm just kind of curious to see how fast the river's rising, so I'm going to check the flow meters. I don't know where the nearest Maitland River, like the main part of it, where the dam is. I'm not sure where the closest meter is for that, but there is one where I sat by the highway by the soccer fields there. There's a meter right there at the bridge, but that one's both rivers, where after the two rivers come together, so that's kind of measures after it's gone through Wingham, basically. So I can check that one for sure, but that one's not going to give an accurate one for the actual dam river part. If you know what I'm saying. I'm not really speaking clearly right now. But it's kind of enjoyable. I didn't see any bugs today. So I guess that's all I got. I can't think of anything else. So I'm gonna go inside and start doing my computer work. Another enjoyable day.